I am about to tackle my papers. You know, I'm trying to do the order, like the Marie Kondo order. Papers is kind of almost at the beginning. You've got clothes, and then I think it goes straight to books and papers. This is one of the most sentimental things for me because I have so many papers, and a lot of it as someone who has been doing art and writing since before I could even read. I used to have my parents write books for me because I loved doing it so much. There's a lot here, and it's several years worth of papers. So I'm overwhelmed, and I do have projects in mind for a lot of these that I have not had time to do. So it's going to be hard trying to make the cut, trying to decide, am I actually ever going to do this or not? Do I have time for it? Will I regret getting rid of it? And I still have some art projects of the kids too, so I'm going to have to be a little bit brutal with those. So it's a little bit stressful. I know that it needs to be done, but this is what I have so far. And a lot of this in the bottom tub is a bunch of art supplies. So it's not, down there is not quite as bad as it looks. And this is kind of my sentimental papers box. So really not as bad as it could be as far as that goes, because I used to have an enormous, like 2 under the bed boxes when I was younger. And through the years, I've gone through so many times. So not as bad as it was, but this is too much still. So we'll see how this goes. So this is my discard pile. It's not very large, but there was a lot of actual garbage as well. And this is my art box. This is all that's left, and I do have some index cards in there. So really the only frustrating thing here is that it's the same containers. So I didn't consolidate into one container. It really wasn't gonna fit, but I have a journal in there, I have a couple books in there, and this one is not full. And like I said, I am going to put some of it in a scrapbook or an art journal. So I feel pretty good about it. And I definitely got rid of a lot, even though container-wise it doesn't look like it. But I do have space in my closet because of all the other stuff that I've gotten rid of out of my closet. So I am very happy with this. Okay, just as a recap, since it's been a couple weeks since I did the papers, I just want to say I was being very dramatic in that video about how hard I thought it was going to be. It actually wasn't that hard. It definitely was harder than the clothing, but it took less time because I was able to get through it instead of having it all in the guest room for several days while the kids interrupted me. So I got through it pretty quickly, and I didn't make a ton of hard cuts. A lot of things were a lot more black and white now that I have done this more and that some years have passed. Some things I didn't even remember what they were. So I definitely was able to make a lot of easier cuts than I expected, and I didn't get rid of as much as I wanted, but I got rid of a lot, and probably 25%. And a lot of it is still just art stuff, supplies that are blank, like big blank papers and things like that I don't want to waste, that I know with little kids I will use. And the sentimental items, I was happy with what I kept, and I am going to be scrapbooking some of it. I do a lot of art journaling, so the stuff that I kept, I was intentional about keeping. So it wasn't actually as hard as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as hard as I made it out to be in the original video. And I wanted to bring that up because so many of these things are like that. You go into it dreading it just so much, and so much of the dread is from years and years of, like what the Minimal Mom talks about on her channel, the deferred decision making, or I think that's what it's called, where you just put off making the decisions and making the hard cuts for years sometimes. I've done this for years. So you put it off and you put it off, and the longer you put it off, the bigger of a monster it becomes in your life, and the more stressful it can be. So I hadn't even touched any of these papers. I hadn't even looked at them or done anything with them. But the emotion I was experiencing in that original video was intense. I was stressed out and almost kind of sad because I didn't want to get rid of stuff. I didn't want to make the decisions. I had spent so much time just ignoring it and having it literally in a box that it had kind of just snowballed into this monster in my mind. If we have those things in our minds all the time, even if you're not thinking about those things, it's there somewhere. It's in your house, it's in your mind. You know it's there even subconsciously. So that's my opinion. That's why I know that this is good for not just my house, but my mental health. I'm cleaning house literally and cleaning house as well. So getting through it wasn't as bad as I thought. A lot of that is because, you know, it just wasn't that bad. I had blown it up in my head and it was pretty much mental at that point. And when I have time for them, I will go through them and put them in my scrapbook and my art journal, make baby books, whatever it is I'm gonna do. And a lot of the stuff I just tossed and I feel fine with it. A lot of it was garbage and I knew that. So getting through it and just being done, it feels freeing. And I am not in that place that I was when I made that video, and I knew that I wouldn't be because it wasn't as bad as it felt like it was going to be. And so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there as maybe an encouragement or maybe kind of like a light bulb for someone else, because it has been for me to know all of these decisions that I put off making and these things that I have put off facing in my life and just deferred. I'm not a good decision maker. I'm not a decisive person. I am very much like let other people make decisions for me type of person, and very much a get stressed out about making decisions even if they're small. And it's like the more I have to decide, the more I feel like a weight is on me. Forcing myself to face these skeletons in my closet has been so good for me. And everything I get through, every single category that I'm going through and completing is a weight lifted. It really is. So I just want to encourage anyone watching who might be kind of feel like a task is daunting. It's probably already daunting all the time subconsciously for you. Sorry, scene cut. My robot vacuum cleaner was going past the door over and over again, and I felt like I couldn't have that in the video more than 2 or 3 times. So, new clip. What I'm getting around to is it might seem daunting to do the things, but you might already be doing the things in your mind, in the back of your head, even if you're not thinking about it, and already be stressed out about that. You don't want to have to go about your life being stressed about those things. The brave thing to do is to deal with it, to face the things that you own, your possessions that you're responsible for. Face them and deal with them. That's the adult thing to do. And it feels good. Take it from someone who is currently doing it, not someone who has done it in the past and is in a great place. I'm getting there. I'm currently doing it, so you can trust me. Be encouraged. It feels good. Even if it feels hard at the time, it feels good to do it. So I would encourage anyone who is going through this journey or wanting to, just do it. It will feel so good. So thank you so much for watching. Leah and I are just so happy and excited to have this channel together and to be creating these things together. We're going to try to get together maybe next week to do a video again. We don't live in the same town, so most of these have been just separate videos from us, but we want to do another video together, and I'm really hoping that she'll come and help me do my kitchen declutter, which is going to be a big one. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we would love it if you would like our videos and subscribe to our channel. We're just trying to kind of grow the channel right now, and we're really enjoying making the videos for you guys. But it's always encouraging to know that there are people watching the videos you're making. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.